Good morning or good evening to you. This is Colonel Jim Ed Love. I have to admit, I was going to make a really short show and about the election, but the thing is that there's so much going on about this election and its aftermath and all the voter fraud that I ended up recording about 35 minutes of programming. And of course, I know that I don't want to listen to myself, nor do I want to edit 35 minutes. So what I did is I cut it down and cut it down. I got it down to about 20 minutes. And so what I've done is I've taken this morning report and I've cut it in half. So you're going to see the first part now, and then you'll see the second part if you click on the next film. So each one of them is about 10 minutes long, plus what I'm adding here to the first one. I did record this show last Wednesday, so there really hasn't been that much. The only thing that's happened between then and now, and that is the Fox News and all the other channels have proclaimed that the idiot Biden and his whore Kamala Harris is going to be president and vice president, which is false, complete false information. That's not going to happen. President Trump, as we all know, has his attorneys in place, and he's going to seek a resolution out in the courts. It's going to be done properly. And on top of that, the state legislatures have the ability to appoint their electors, and those electors have the full capability to go and cast votes for President Donald Trump and continue 4 more years for the president. Anyway, enjoy my show, and don't forget this is just part one, and then there's a part two to the same report. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to BarbWire Strategy. This is the Colonel's Morning Election Report. And let me first off, I just want to, this is kind of an intermission between my justice videos, but I wanted to show you this book. It's the only one I could find on the internet, and I got a really good deal on it too. This is The Man Who Once Was Wizard White. So this is the biography on Justice White that we talked to in the last show. Just wanted to mention this real quick. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I've perused through it, and it looks really good. This is the only biography on him. And it's very well produced, too. So anyway, just wanted to mention that for anybody out there that might be interested in more about Justice White. There is a biography on him, and it's written by Dennis Hutchison. I have 5 parts for you today, so I'll make them real quick. Number 1, this is T+2, not T-2, because the election was 2 days ago. And there's a special announcement for today. I want everybody to know we can all celebrate. We're setting aside the current contested election. We can celebrate that as of Election Day on November 3rd, the corona Chinese flu that the Chinese infested us with, and probably in conjunction with the Democrats, is over. The corona's over. Everybody can take their masks off. They can stop social distancing. We can go back and have club meetings, and they can go back and we can go back to school. We can go back to work. Everybody, the world can go back to normal. The election's over because we all know that the damn corona was just about the election. That's all it was about. It was about the Democrats' plan to derail our economy, and I think that they worked in conjunction with the Chinese on this, the communists. So the corona is over. That's number 1. And this is T+2, time +2, because we're kind of still in a countdown because of the whole election process. Now, I'm going to get on to the election in part 2 through 5. So let's go on to part 2. Okay, now part 2. One thing that I wanted to say is that I've been listening to the media. I've been listening to the media a lot more than I normally listen to the media. I mean, I listened to the whole election throughout the night, all the way till 5 o'clock in the morning, just in case they came up with some final announcement here or there. I was on the phone with the president before he spoke. I loved what he had to say. I back him up 100%.
And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
But what I wanted to say about the media is that I'm really getting sick and tired of the media going over and over the pollsters. The pollsters got it wrong. Who cares that the pollsters got it wrong? Who in the hell listens to pollsters? I don't. If anything, they're just irritating. They're like a bug buzzing in the room. The media is trying to say that pollsters matter because people need to know how other people feel about this and what people are thinking about it. No, you don't need to know. You don't need to know about what other people think about the leader that you're thinking of voting for. I mean, this goes for anybody, even who voted for Biden, or all of us who voted for Trump, all of us on the right side, all of us on the communist side, even the communists. They need to decide on their own. They don't need a pollster to tell them how everybody else. See, I never was a follower. I've never been a follower all my life. If everybody else was going one direction, I might go that direction. But if I went that direction, it would be because I damn well wanted to go to that direction. Whatever direction I take, whether it's the opposite direction of everybody else or with the crowd, it's my decision. And I don't need any pollsters to tell me that Donald Trump is a great guy and I should vote for him because, look, everybody else is voting for him. Or that I should vote for empty-headed Joe Biden. I don't need anybody telling me what everybody else is doing. People always think that I have some problem with authority or that I have a problem with people telling me. I don't have a problem with somebody who I respect. I respect telling me what to do. I follow orders all day long. I was in the military. I was in the Marine Corps. But my point is that I only follow people I respect. The problem is I don't respect about 99% of the people out there. I could care less about them. But the deal is that I don't listen to pollsters, and I don't know why the media cares so much. I think that the reason the media is caring so much about the damn pollsters is because they don't want to talk about the issue at hand. Well, let's go on to the issue at hand. That would be number 3. Number 3, the election delay is a fraud. This whole thing is a fraud. There was no reason. I was sitting there watching it last night. There was no reason for them to stop counting at, 10, 11, 12, whatever time it was that they stopped counting. I mean, Florida, they pointed out, that Florida and these other states were able to finish their counting with lots and lots of polls, lots of people. But and notice that the states that seemed to malfunction and had to go home because they were tired or take a break for several hours until noon the next day were all Democrat-held states. Embedded Democrats who are holding up the vote. Now, why are they holding up the vote? Is it because their workers just need some sleep and they need to, they're tired and they don't have that many people and they don't know what they're doing? No. The reason that they're holding up the vote is very simple. They want to hold up the process long enough to allow, for one, this is a two-part process. Number one, they want to allow it to soak into the American people and get the people used to waiting, because we're all sitting on the edge of our chairs waiting for the election results between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And we're all waiting. Last night I had my cigar and my brandy, and we had some little desserts, and it was going to be a lovely night to watch my man Trump win the day. And I think most of America was sitting on the edge of their seat waiting for this thing to be over. But see, the idea of delaying it is that they go in and then they get Americans attuned to waiting. And then Americans have a very short attention span, so they're going to get bored. They're probably going to preoccupy themselves with other things. Maybe there'll be a ball game on. Maybe there'll be something on television. Maybe there'll be some other thing that they're doing. Now that Corona is over, maybe some people will be getting out and taking off their masks and breathing fresh air for once. But my point is that they want to condition Americans so that when these little droplets come in from the electorate and these states that are holding back their process, then Americans will yawn and say, well, of course. They want to massage the American people's shoulders so that whenever they steal the election and try to put this empty-headed idiot, this empty-headed communist in office, then all of us will say, "Oh, well, yeah, we know that happened a long time ago, and we're happy with it." They slowly boil the frog in the water, you might say. The second reason that they want to hold up these ballots is because they need to know how many to falsify, and do not think that the damn Democrats, the communists, aren't falsifying all of these votes. We know. Now, the media doesn't come out and say it. I'll come out and say it. Every single time we get new results, all of a sudden they've got these ballots that show up, and they're from heavy Democratic districts. It just so happens they're all mail-in ballots. Oh, what a surprise. So here's the deal. If you can't go to the polls and vote, if you can't take the trouble to go to the polls and vote, because, folks, there is no corona out there. That is a big hoodwink that they were given by the Chinese and the Democrats to try to wreck our economy and coax us into having these mail-in ballots. You go to the polls and you vote. You show up. You show your ID. Yes, it's me. I am voting. And they count your ballot. That's the way it's supposed to go. None of this mail-in crap. And then it's going to go to the courts. And what's going to happen is that we've already sent it to the courts once or twice. And John Roberts, being the liberal Marxist he is, he's rejected hearing it. And so it went back to the states. And now the states, these courts in these other states, they're just making up law. They're just saying, well, you know what? I think that we're going to extend everybody's right to mail a ballot in to, Friday. See, there's one of the states, and I can't remember which one, that's got till like next Thursday to do it. Next Thursday. It's a week from, tomorrow's Thursday, so a week from tomorrow. So it could be 2 weeks before we finally strain in all of these votes. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm telling you, the American people should not stand for it. This is communist. This is not the way we do things in these United States.